Hi everyone, this is Sumit this side and I welcome you all in my YouTube channel. Up till now we learned the two models of SDLC, that is waterfall model and spiral model. So today we are going to learn the third model of SDLC, that is V model. Also we call it as the verification and validation model. So to understand this model, we have to learn the previously two models, that is waterfall model and spiral model. So link is available in the description of that two models. So without wasting any time, let's jump into the screen and let's get started. This is the V module. Firstly, the BA gathers the requirement from clients in the form of CRS, and then the testers are involved in reviewing that CRS, and if they found some mistakes in the CRS, then clients needs to send updated CRS. At the same time, the testers write acceptance testing test plan and write acceptance testing test cases. After reviewing of CRS, the CRS document converted into the SRS, and at the same time the testers involved in writing system testing test plan and system testing test cases. After SRS, architect design high level design, that is HLD, and low level design, that is LLD, and the testers involved in writing test plan and test cases for integration testing and functional testing respectively. After completion of design, the developer starts actual implementation of software or application, and after completion of first build, the developer itself do some basic testing. Whenever the build is created, it needs to be tested. So here, after completion of one build, the developer itself do some basic testing, that is unit testing, and after unit testing, the testers do further in-depth testing. That is, after unit testing, the developer gives that build to the tester for doing further in-depth testing, that is by using functional testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing methodologies. The left side of the model is software development lifecycle, that is SDLC, and the right side of the model is software test lifecycle. The entire figure looks like V, hence this name V module. So here the left side is SDLC, that is software developing lifecycle, and the right side is called as STLC, that is software testing lifecycle. So the entire structure here looks like V, so hence we called as V module. And in V module, testing is done in the parallel to the development. It is also called as verification and validation model. So the developers are involved in developing the software. At the same time, here the testers also involved in testing. So the testers and the developers are work in parallelly in this V model. The next point is BA gathers the requirement from the client in the form of CRS. The business analyst goes and gathers the requirement from the client, whichever the requirement is there for software or application. It is in the form of CRS. Testing team reviews the CRS documents, means they checks for the mistakes in the CRS documents. If there is mistakes, if there are some mistakes are found in CRS, then it gives back to client and further modification, and the client gives updated CRS. After receiving requirement from client, after the clients, whenever they give requirement to the business analyst, then business analyst comes back with the requirement, that is in the form of CRS. Then testing team immediately involves in the testing the CRS documents, and they go through with the requirement, that is CRS documents, checks for the mistakes, and if there is some mistakes in the CRS documents, then client needs to send the updated CRS to the testers side. And what are the mistakes you found while reviewing the CRS? So as a tester, what kind of mistakes you found while reviewing the CRS documents? That's our question. So there can be 3 mistakes we can find while reviewing the CRS documents. The first is conflict in requirement, second is missing requirements, and the third one is wrong requirements. Later, the CRS documents converted into the SRS documents for more clarity of requirements. That is system requirement specification, software requirement specification, also called as software requirement specification. The next point is, later on we defines the overall software architecture together with high level and low level design. The architect converts the CRS into the high level design and low level design. After completion of high level design, that is LLD and HLD, and low level design, that is LLD, the actual development of software or application starts. Actual development of applications or software starts. Once the HLD, that is high level design and low level design, is completed, the developer team starts actual implementation of software or application by referring the high level design, low level design, and the requirements which is given by the customer or client. After completion of module or build, it needs to be tested. As we already discussed that whenever a build is created, it needs to be tested first before delivering to the client side. So before giving it to the tester, the developer do some basic testing to avoid initial defects. As we already know, after completion of first build or any build, it needs to be tested. So here developers do some basic testing before giving it to the tester for further in-depth testing. The next point is, developers are testing the module, means they actually test programs, that is codes, to check it is working properly or not. The developers run all the programs and see the outputs to check all the codes are working according to the requirement or not. So developers writing a program called test program, that is script, that is also called as script, and that program is directed to the respected main program. There are lots of programs, the coders or the developers writing the lots of programs. So if developer testing each and every program one by one, then it takes lots of time. So to avoid that, developer writes test program, that is script, and that script is directed to the respected main program. Here, if we have programming, for example in Java, for example developers are writing codes in the programming in the Java language. So then we need to write this test program, that is script, in the Java language, and that is the same as the all language, and that is same for all languages. And the third point is, if main program is working properly, then the test program gives pass status, and if the program is not working properly, then the test program gives fail status. If the script passes, that means the developer writes scripts for checking the main program, and if the script passes, then that means the main program passes or correct. That means the main program is written correctly. And if the script fails, then that means the main program fails. That means the main program is not written correctly, or the script itself has a problem or incorrect script. In this case, we need to correct the script again or the program again. To avoid initial small defects in module or build, developer writes test program, that is script, to test the main program. That testing from the developer side is called as unit testing or white box testing Then the developer gives module or build to the testing team for further in-depth testing. After completion of coding and unit testing from the developer side, the module needs to be tested in depth. So that is the work of testers. So with the help of testers, that module or that build are going to test in depth. If testing team finds again some more defects, then defect reports sent to the developer team, and they fix that defects. Also they do unit testing, then they gives new module or new build to the testing team. The testing team generates two main documents, that is test plan and test cases. So what is actually mean by test plan and what is actually mean by test cases? Here we are looking for that. So test plan means it is a document which contains all future testing activities. Whichever we are going to test, we are going to use test methodologies in the future. That all information placed in the test plans. And the second is test cases. It is document which contains number of scenarios by using which we can test the application or software according to the requirements. It's called as test cases. So each requirement have the number of scenarios. For example, the one requirement is there for username and password. For username there is one requirement. So by looking into the one requirement, we write number of scenarios. So that scenario stored in the documented format, and that is called as the test cases. Testers writes the test cases according to the requirement and visualizing the application or software, because initially we don't have any application or software. We have only the requirements which is given by the client. So we have to write the test cases by visualizing the software according to the requirements. Then the testing team testing the software by applying methodologies like functional testing, integration testing, and system testing, and acceptance testing till software is stable, and finally it gives to the production team for release. We are going to learn functional testing, integration testing, and software testing and acceptance testing in upcoming videos. So stay tuned for that. So what are the advantages of vModule? Developers and testers are separated. In vModules, developers are working in one side and testers are working in another side. So testers are separated. Both the team works in parallel. So in vModule, both team are working in parallel. Requirement changes are acceptable. Here we can change the requirement in any point of time. If the client wants changes by looking to the module, by looking to the software, then he can be ask for the changes in any point of time, and vModule acceptable for changes. Requirements and design are tested. That is CRS document tested first, and also HL design, high level design and low level design also tested. So what are the disadvantages of vModule? Initial investment is high. In vModule, the investment is high, that is initial investment is high. And the second disadvantage is documentation is more, because there are writing of test cases, test plans. This documentation is more in the vModule. That is the second disadvantage of vModule. Long-term project, vModule used for long-term project. And second application is used for implementing complex project. If there is a complex requirement which is given by the client, then we go for this V module. So thank you everyone. This is the end of the third module of SDLC. In the next video we will learn the fourth module, that is prototype module. Till then, stay happy, stay positive. Bye bye.